All right, guys, I forgot my stand, so we're gonna have to make do kind of with what I've got right here. I'm gonna cut a few of these little hickories, thin them on out. If I can find a place to set my phone up without it being angled and crap, I want to get a good view for y'all. In a way. Check it right here. Oh yeah, I think you can see pretty good, except for all the grass and the weeds in the way. Let me clean this out just a bit. I may do a little stumping with that 395 today too. I brought it. I took the 32-inch bar off of it. I just don't like a 32-inch bar and chain. Seems like you have more trouble with the chain stretching and junk, and it's just, to me, a 28, I can do whatever I want to. Still stand up and buck and everything, and not have to worry about all that slack and shit. Cutting with the 661. I'm starting to finally get over my cold, I hope. I think it's starting to break loose, but I don't know. Go here first. See, we did that side. Hope I can swing it. see me all right. I dropped a few more. They ain't the biggest trees, but you know, there's 5 or 6 in just a few minutes. It don't take long when you're getting after it, not moving cameras and not having any trouble. I'm gonna probably climb that one and knock some of them limbs off to even the canopy out possibly. And what we're trying to do is get rid of some of these nut trees, like the hickory nuts, and there's a massive overwhelming the hickory nuts. You can't, I mean, you can mow it, but it beats it to death. And you know, opening this up, it's added an extra 100 foot or so to his property all the way to the road. So, you know, it's just one of them things. I'm thinking about cutting. I don't want to get too rambunctious because he's not here, but he did tell me, he told me to cut whatever I wanted to make it look right and thin it out. But I don't want to get too carried away. To me, that old junky hickory up there needs to go, really, because you got one big scaly bark hickory or whatever it is right there, and you know, it needs to. I was gonna leave that beech, but I ended up cutting it, and I'm gonna leave this little beech because it's a pretty good looking tree. I'm gonna leave this beech because it's an older tree, and the beech get pretty good big for shade. They don't leave a whole lot of mess. They ain't worth a crap for nothing else really. But anyway, we're trying to thin these groves of trees out so he can mow and get some grass growing in here. And we'll come in with equipment and skin, you know, skin all this out later. There's some of the stumping I did with the 395. That's a pretty big stump there. I'd say it's 340 inches or bigger. So there's some pretty decent trees in here, but not just massive amount of huge ones now. I pretty well took care of all of them. But we do got a little grove of trees back up in here that we kind of need to, something needs to be done with them. I would want to thin out a little more myself, and I may end up taking this other beech right here when I get some more of this mess cleaned up, just because it's, you know, but I want to get some of this thinned out. It's gonna be a mess. But it's one of them deals, it's just they're so tight, and this is what you get on the ground, you know. It ain't no problem if you want to leave it woods, but he's wanting to open it up a little bit, you know, and get it right. And I may cut that little tree over there before it gets so big and it starts leaning towards his house and becomes a problem. You know, it's little enough now you can dock it out and not hit the house. I really like that 661, man. It's light and it's powerful. I know I said the 500i is my favorite saw, and that 500i is great, but man, that thing's balanced out good. I 10-to-1 rather run a 661 than I had the 395 or 592, honestly. I did get it bound up sometimes on the angle cut of my face cut, but you have that from time to time, you know what I mean? See, this is a double tree right here, or was like a double tree, and this thing is leaning straight towards his house. So I may try to come in here and see if I can't swing it around just a little bit. Go ahead and get that down before it grows up big and falls on his house, you know. He may not worry about it, but I'd hate for him to be, you know, for it to hit it sometime, you know. He may sell out or do something beforehand. I think it's not going to be very good right there. I wished I can find y'all a spot to sit where you're somewhat level. There's my shirt, anyway. I apologize. I wish I'd have bought my daggum stand. I don't know if I got a spot for you on the tailgate or not. We'll make a spot on the tailgate. How about that? If you can see, I don't know if you can see something, I'm sure. Now I gotta go get my saw. Shoulder pads on my nail shoulder. It's all hot. Not to brag, and I know it's little. Sometimes it's harder to swing the little ones than it is the big one because you ain't got no stump much to work with. I cut it up high because I didn't want to get into that double part. But this dude was leaning right out that way, and I swung it around, which I notched it way to the right. And you see, it kind of went with my, pretty fairly went where my notch was, but not 100% perfect. You've got some big old poplars up there. There's that big poplar I cut that was leaning back towards his house. That was a big monstrosity of a tree. And this hickory was too. He's got some other big ones, but there just ain't no room to lay them down. A man's gonna have to climb them and get them down if he wants them down. And I don't know what he's decided on yet. So anyway, that's enough for this. I'll bring y'all back. I may buck up some limbs and cut up some and try to get ready for when I get equipment to clear shit back out. To clear it back up and stuff. It's a little warm today. It ain't terrible. Not as bad as it was when I cut that walnut, but it is fairly warm. So we'll see y'all on the next one. I appreciate you. Like, subscribe, and hit the bell if you like what you're seeing.